Let's jump right into this explainer, because today we're unpacking something that is totally reshaping the digital storefront: scroll-stopping AI video ads for e-commerce. Seriously, the e-commerce world is rapidly moving away from those slow, clunky traditional ad shoots and diving headfirst into AI-generated micro-moments. The strategies and the source material we're looking at today, they're going to completely change how you think about digital marketing. So, let's get into it.
In the fast-paced world of e-commerce, you've got exactly 5 seconds to make an impact. Just 5. That's, barely the blink of an eye? It's a brutal window of opportunity. And honestly, it's exactly why those old-school 30-second TV spots just completely tank on social platforms nowadays. They're way too slow. You're competing with an endless barrage of high dopamine content. So those 5 seconds, that's your whole shot.
So, the big question: how do you actually stop the scroll? This is literally the ultimate challenge for any e-commerce business right now, preventing potential customers from just blindly swiping past your products. To break through all that noise, you need what's called a visual pattern interrupt. You need something so compelling, so uniquely arresting that their thumb physically freezes. Because if you don't nail this right out of the gate, the rest of your sales funnel just doesn't even matter.
All right, Section 1, the 5-second hook.
What we're talking about building here is a hyper-focused 5-second visual magnet. And the key word to focus on is generated. Not filmed, not produced over 3 ridiculously expensive weeks on a soundstage, generated. The goal is to immediately halt scrolling behavior. You see, a scroll-stopping ad strips away the slow build-up, the long logo intros, and the meandering stories. It just drops the viewer right into the absolute climax of the visual experience on frame 1. It's kind of like delivering the punchline before they even realize they're listening to a joke.
It really boils down to this: e-commerce demands instant visual impact. If your ad doesn't immediately grab the viewer by the eyeballs, your revenue potential is just scrolling away. Your visuals are your ultimate leverage. If that visual isn't incredibly powerful and dynamic in those first few seconds, you aren't building trust, you aren't sparking desire, and you're definitely losing that sale to a competitor who did understand the assignment.
Moving on to Section 2, meet Kling and Luma.
Here's the amazing reality of where we are right now. You do not need a massive production budget anymore. Instead, you can leverage cutting-edge AI tools like Kling or Luma. Think about it. Traditionally, if you wanted a hyper-engaging, cinematic, physics-defying video, you needed serious Hollywood cash. Not anymore. Kling and Luma represent a monumental shift. These breakthrough platforms offer insane prompt adherence and photorealistic motion. They actually understand complex cinematic lighting and motion dynamics. So whether you run a massive retail empire or just a cool boutique shop, these two tools basically put a full production studio right at your fingertips. And with these tools, you aren't just creating, you're rapidly curating. You step right into the role of a creative director. Because these platforms are practically native to the exact 5-second format we need, you can engineer impossible camera angles and dynamic lighting at scale. These are the exact visual pattern interrupts we were talking about earlier. Plus the sheer speed of this tech, it means you can literally test 10 different visual hooks in a single afternoon. That's a huge advantage.
Let's get into the how-to with Section 3, generating your video ad.
The whole process takes you from a rough concept to a polished, scroll-stopping asset in just 3 really straightforward steps. First up, pick your tool, Kling or Luma. They've each got their own stylistic quirks, so definitely play around with both to see what fits your brand. Step 2, input your e-commerce product concept. Now this is where you get to go wild. Don't just ask the AI for a basic video of a shoe. Ask for a shoe bursting through a wall of water in ultra-slow motion with neon backlighting. Give the AI a real conceptual hook. And finally, step 3, hit generate. In minutes, the AI processes your prompt and spits out a ready-to-deploy video asset. The source material emphasizes a very specific mandate: generate 5-second, scroll-stopping video ads using AI tools like Kling or Luma. It's a pure, distilled strategy. We aren't trying to create a sweeping feature film here. The goal is purely to use these AI engines to produce that one critical 5-second window of engagement. It's all about maximum efficiency and maximum impact. We've got to stop overcomplicating our ad creation and start heavily leaning into the specific technological advantages we have right now.
5 seconds, generated by AI. That is the new formula for success. By combining that strict 5-second constraint with the unbridled creative power of tools like Kling or Luma, you're completely transforming how you market your products. You move from resource scarcity, where making a video is a slow, expensive headache, to a state of absolute creative abundance. If a video ad fatigues and stops working, you don't panic. You just open your AI tool, tweak your prompt a bit, and generate a brand new, breathtaking 5-second hook. It fundamentally changes how agile your e-commerce marketing can be.
I'm going to leave you with this thought to consider as you rethink your own e-commerce strategy going forward. The technology, it's absolutely no longer the bottleneck. The budget is no longer the barrier to entry. Literally, the only limit now is your imagination and your readiness to adapt. If creating a scroll-stopping ad now takes mere seconds with AI, what's stopping your e-commerce store from dominating the feed? Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and seriously, I highly encourage you to go open up a Kling or Luma and start building your first 5-second hook today.